Shit. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm actually doing something different today. Well, not insanely different, still doing another commentary video, but instead of gameplay in the background, I'm just gonna have, I'm just gonna sit here and maybe my editor can make it easier and put like subtitles and all that if he wants to, but whatever he wants to do. But this video, I've been really waiting to do this because it's kind of a rant. It's another opinion, obviously, but I want to rant and talk about my favorite album of all time. No matter what people say or what new albums I listen to, nothing can beat this. And this is what it is. Beautiful Loser is the best album ever made. Here's why. Well, okay, hold on. I know how this sounds. I know exactly what you're thinking. But you can't change my mind about this. I know I already said it, but in my opinion, I believe this album is my favorite of all time. It is a bold claim because sometimes, people like, for example, this artist isn't as popular, not even close, as like Kanye, Kendrick Lamar, Drake. I mean, shit, I think even Baby No Money is more popular than him. It's This is like my favorite artist of all time. He goes by multiple different names. He goes by Kyle, Super Duper Kyle, K.I.D. That's his old name. He has a shit ton of albums. Three to four of them aren't actually on Spotify. You can only listen to them on YouTube, and those are like in his high school days. But Beautiful Loser is the first ever album that is on Spotify, and when he was like 19, I think, when he made it, or 20. He was still pretty young and all that. I'm going to go on to my first point. This album knows exactly what it is. As you can tell from the title, it's basing off of Beautiful Loser, of what he perceives himself as. He perceives himself as a loser, obviously, because his love for games and anime and all that. The thing about Kyle is that I will base on other videos if I do talk about more albums from him and or music in general, that he loves, I think, self-inserting into his songs to make it more deeper, and there's a story always, or well, not exactly a story, but there's always a deeper meaning to it when you think about it and you're like, so that's what this is. Holy cow! You kind of assume at some points that's like an innocent song and all that, but it's not. It's nowhere close to that. It's Beautiful Loser isn't trying to be deep in a fake, performative way, basically. Not chasing prestige. It's honest, and it's not pretending to be tortured genius art. This album is about wanting success without losing your personality, being optimistic in a cynical way, or in a cynical world, and loving loudly even when it's embarrassing, because that's the whole emphasis of being a beautiful loser. He's embracing it, even if it's kind of crazy to do that with all the shit is. And that's honestly rare, in my opinion. Most albums either go for full misery or full ego. Most artists kind of just talk about themselves constantly, but in like a higher way. But I feel like Kyle, a lot of the times in most of his albums, he kind of either talks about mental health, relationships, and kind of just perceives himself as like a downer and all that. It lives in the middle, awkward, hopeful, and confident throughout the whole album. Here's another reason. The tracks and songs throughout the song, even I don't know what normal Beautiful Loser looked like without having the deluxe version, but I mean, you can probably tell with like the last three songs, this is bonus on it, so those were the ones that were added on. And yeah, the whole thing is insanely consistent, no matter what. Like, there's maybe one bad song, in my opinion at least, or probably two. The rest, golden. And I can't wait to talk about the song that is my favorite of all time. No matter what, nothing can beat it, and it's very, very corny. Yeah, let's talk about the songs, because, well, I did say there is throwaways, because that, in my opinion, it is the best album ever. Obviously, it has its downsides, but when you start off on the first song called "This Is a Hit," which is exactly that. It's a mission statement throughout the majority of the song. He wants to make sure this song is a hit automatically. And at the end, with like a mini interlude and all that, he talks about how he wants to be big. He wants to become an artist. That's his whole dream. Throughout most of these albums, that's what he wanted to do throughout his whole life. And then pretty much the next song, you start off with Fruit Snacks and Cups of Patron, which is a very... It originally came out as a single that was like 2 to 3 minutes long. And then when he put it out into the album, he extended it for an extra like 3 to 4 minutes. So it's like a 6-minute song. But if you can technically skip the song after it like does its fake out after the 2.5 minute mark, I think, where it just like says the last stains of gold, or like, you know, you'd be covered in gold, and then just like fades out and then fades back in very smoothly. Yeah, you could skip this one if you want to, but it's missed potential, man. You're like, it's like that one picture, insert that picture where it's that dude that's mining for diamonds and he walks away last minute. That's honestly you with that song. If you leave after the fake out, or you could just add the single itself on and entirely don't have that song. But it's pure personality and no filler. Well, I mean, kind of the end part is technically filler and all that. It's still good though. I love it. And then you start off with the other 2 songs that happen after Fruit Snacks. Focus on You and Bang. They balance confidence with vulnerability without whiplash. Focus on You is basically about him making a song about a woman, or for a girl that he likes, that no matter what, when he looks at her, like, whenever he like looks at a woman that he, you know, likes. And then Bang, I honestly don't even know how to fully explain that song in like a... Well, that's the song that's basically based on confidence. The other one is the vulnerability song. So Focus on You is vulnerability, and then Bane is balance. Or, wait, confidence, my bad. Why did I say balance? What am I doing? And then you go next with Rain, Love, and Keeping It Real, which it it hits with emotional sincerity that never feels corny, which is insanely hard to pull off. Technically, that's me though. That I don't find it corny because I love this artist so much, and this album's meant to be, well, he's embracing his, you know, his self. You know, people can kind of call him a loser or a nerd or corny, but that's some people's opinions. My opinion's completely different, and I'm completely biased on it. I mean, if people hate him, hey, sometimes some artists aren't for everyone, and trust me, I've gotten some people that don't like him, which is fine. But every time I show people this one song that is going to be coming up that I'm going to talk about, always blows them out of the park. Every time they're like, okay, this title is stupid for one. This song is not going to be good. We play it, and it changes their mind. I will say, 10 years ago, when I heard that song for the first time, I never stopped liking it, no matter what. And that's kind of dedication, like crazy. You're like, wow, 10 years, really? Yeah. It's been always on my mind. I have it as my favorite song all the time on Spotify Rap for like the past, I think, like 2 or 3 years at this point. And it's just crazy. But so Raining Love is the premise, the part that's supposed to be emotional and all that, and then keeping it real. I mean, Kyle basically talks about in the entire song that he never is fake. He keeps it real no matter what. And that's what I love about him. He never lies. Never ever lies throughout all of his songs and all the stuff he says. And then here's the next point I want to go on is the emotional stretch is extremely underrated if you ever listen to the whole album and know the deeper meaning to it. This is pretty much where the album quietly clears most classic records. You got Oceans, you got Love for You, and my all-time favorite song, Sex and Super Smash Bros. Ooh, fucking love it, dude. They all capture something very specific. You have um, you have Love for You with Young Love, obviously in the name. Oceans with simplicity and joy, and then Sex and Super Smash Bros. Is kind of the same thing with nostalgia on top of it, where you want to play a game while also banging someone. Which here's a little not really Easter egg, but a fun fact. Maybe my editor is probably gonna put like some weird picture, being like, "What the hell?" The reason why Sex and Super Smash Bros. Was ever made, I've seen interviews. You can even like maybe insert a clip if you can of him talking about it, where he it's a fantasy. That's all it is. You want it was a fantasy. I don't know if it's of his, but I mean most likely is because he made a song about it where he just wanted to play some Super Smash Bros. And have sex at the same time. I mean that's the entire what the song is about. Like I said, he's not lying about the titles and all that. There's no cool guy distance here. He means it, which, yeah, he literally, straight on the name, that's what the song is about. And then we go to the next few songs where When Can We and Fun remind you that happiness itself is the theme. That's the album's secret weapon. That's the whole thing. And there's also another album that I will probably touch on eventually called Smile. We'll get to that one because that's also like another happiness album too. But yeah, When Can We is just basically he wants to ask a girl, when can we fall in love again? Pretty much that's what he's asking for. And then Fun, I mean, okay, it's a mix of happiness and also kind of like sadness, where it goes into a deeper meaning of like, wow, this dude Kyle, like, what's going on, man? He's going through something. It's also another song that has like a fade out into like a different part of the song, and it's also like another 6-minute song where he just wants to, he misses the relationship he was in. Because before, he was having fun, and now she's having fun while he's being sad and depressed, unfortunately, because, hey man, stuff happens. But it'll get better. Here's another point. It understands balance better than most albums ever, which is a very hot take, I will say. That is a crazy thing to say. I mean, dude, here's some lists. Editor, Blake, put them on the screen if you can. Like, you got fun tracks, you got introspection, and you got ambition. I mean, that's what most of these songs are all about, and it's guaranteed if you ever take a listen to it. Some people don't like it. Like I said, it's okay. Here's the next two songs that we got going for us with To-Do List and View from Hollywood, which basically hit the dream chasing without selling your soul energy perfectly. I think it's pretty much the To-Do List is another, well, if you can't tell a theme of it, it's another song about sex, I believe, where he just wants to, get a girl on his to-do list. Or, I mean, it may be a hint towards it, but all that. View from Hollywood, where he just talks about the view from Hollywood and all that. Like, dude, this album never loses momentum and never overstays a mood, and it never betrays its identity, which is, whole thing of being a beautiful loser and all that. That's elite sequencing. Well, that's cute. Sorry, my sister sent me a photo of their dog. Here's another point. So yeah, you know how we talked about all the songs? We talked about the normal and be like, well, the album might be over, right? Wrong. Talked about those bonus songs earlier, right? Now we're on that. See, most albums fall apart here, but this one somehow gets better. Arguably, in my opinion, though, this is where it's kind of like you got one good song and you got like two mediocre songs that are just basically about relationships, or another one probably just about sex again. But it's still consistent and really good. Here's the first one. A-OK feels like resurgence in audio form. I mean, literally in the name itself, he's talking about being A-OK and just having a great time. And just like, A-OK. I mean, I'm not going to sing it. But even the ending part is cheerful. The entire song is just cheerful. Just like gets you in a mood. Just like, damn, I'm pumped, man. Ooh. And you got the next song, Girls, Girls, Girls. The playful confidence without ego. I mean, it just talks about women, pretty much. And then Deeper adds reflection without dragging the tone down. Nothing feels tacked on. I don't know. In my opinion, those two other songs aren't really that good, but I'll still listen to them no matter what. But we got another point. Why this album lasts? Crazy thing, this album's been out since 2013. It's been out for 12 years. Well, gonna be 13 years in the summer, or whenever the date comes, because I unfortunately wasn't able to see Beautiful Loser nor Smile on their 10-year anniversary. But I was able to see Smile again. I'll get into that in the story maybe at some point if I want to. I'm not gonna go on a whole rant because I could go on a whole different thing, but yeah. Beautiful Loser, no matter what, ages well because it isn't tied to trends throughout the entire thing. It's not about the trendy shit. It's not trying to be cool, it's trying to be real, which, I mean, one of the songs literally says, keep it real. Which also came out as a single, too, before the album. He's always just keeping it real, man. It honestly scales. You can listen to this album when you're nostalgic, when you're hopeful, when you're winning, and when you're broke. Which, that's kind of ironic. That versatility is what separates great albums from all-timers. But yeah, this album scales so much, and it's my number one album, and then my second one is, well, Smile, and then the other ones maybe at some point I'll make like a top 5 albums that I love or something, because what I want to do with these commentary videos is pretty much just like just give my opinion on it. Just really love talking. I love talking about my passions and all that. But unfortunately, we got to get to the last reason, my final thought of all of this. A lot of albums want to impress you, but Beautiful Loser wants to be your friend. And honestly, that's so much harder. But I'm always going to stand on it, no matter what. I will stand on this hill until something happens, because this album is the best thing ever made. It always cheers me up when I'm down, or just when I want to get into a mood. Just I put it on, boom, just gets you right in the mood. Yeah, pretty much no matter what, you do not have to agree with this. Like I said, this is a full opinion that I am sharing to you of what I love. But if you ever felt like being positive was treated like a flaw, this album already pretty much understands you, man. I mean, it's perfect. But yeah, unfortunately, since these videos are not meant to be too long, because obviously, well, I don't want to put too much strain on my editor. but also the fact that I'm kind of wanting at least like at maximum 30-minute videos, unless I start playing story games again, which I most likely will if this starts off going good. Anyway, that was my opinion about, or basically could be classified as a rant of my favorite album of all time, called Beautiful Loser by Kyle. Please, if you did get to this part, I wish I said this early in the video, but give it a listen if you want to. I mean, this is like, I mean, even talking about you, editor, too. Yeah, I'm talking to you. If you didn't listen to it already, please check it out if you can, because it's one of the 3 albums that he's made that's over like an hour long. So it'll keep you there. And it's just, man, it never fails for me. But hey, what the hell is he doing? Okay, well, anyway, that's a special appearance of him, I guess. I mean, kind of expected because it's open. Actually, I didn't even realize. Oh yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. See ya.